Many serious worldwide infections started in animals. One was a flu virus that went from birds to pigs to humans, and another was Ebola.
Well, now a local expert who has worked on the Ebola virus is making international news with findings on the origins of the coronavirus. Medical reporter Meg Ferris joining us now with the very latest. Meg.
And Sharice and Katie, this has been a controversy since the pandemic started. Did the coronavirus come from human manipulation and research in a Wuhan Chinese lab, or from a wet market 20 miles away? Top U.S. scientists didn't seek to disprove the lab hypothesis, but after 2.5 years of research, including detailed genetic analysis, they have the most likely scenario. Professor of microbiology and immunology at Tulane, Dr. Bob Gary, is one of the leaders of a team of 40 U.S. scientists getting the world's attention today. 2 papers published in Science, the premier scientific journal, point to data that show the coronavirus most likely jumped from wild animals to people in a wet food market in Wuhan, China in December 2019.
The southwest corner where they were selling live animals, wildlife. Animals like raccoon dogs and red foxes and a few other species of mammals that are susceptible to SARS-CoV-2 infection.
They found 2 different genetic lines that spilled over from different animals to people, type A and B. B is the one that took off worldwide.
There's really good evidence for that when you look at how the viruses spread, the family trees of these viruses, and the timing of how these events probably took place.
Why do you and your colleagues not think through your research that someone who was working in the Wuhan virology lab had one of these changed viruses on him or her and went to the market and it transferred that way?
Yeah, well, there's no evidence that actually links the Wuhan Institute of Virology to any of the early cases.
Genetically, why do you think it wasn't a virus that was manipulated and changed in a lab by human gain of function research?
And we just don't know enough about virology and what makes a virus pathogenic to be able to, rationally design those changes. We don't know enough, but nature does.
And can they trust the accuracy of samples that came from China?
We analyzed the data in a way that, would allow us to determine, if there were mistakes in the data or if it had potentially been manipulated in some way. Our analyses would have been able to pick that up. And what I can say is that our conclusions are very strong.
So what does this teach us going forward to prevent all these deaths worldwide that we've had? Dr. Gary says wildlife trade with animals to humans needs to be regulated with strict testing for contamination.
Great information.